It's Week 15 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Derek Carr. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Raiders and the Patriots on Sunday Night Primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the New England Patriots and the Las Vegas Raiders. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, you look at the Raiders in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. Taken from about the 12. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. A time for Mac Jones and his Patriot offense to take the field. Jones now in his second season since being selected 15th overall in 2021.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Jones looking to throw right away. And he's got his target, Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 47. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's another 1st down on what will be a gain of 21 yards. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on 1st down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. But look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 18 carries, 90 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people up and downfield.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Kendrick Bourne with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Patriots are on the board first here in Vegas. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
You're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Fulk connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. This seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Carr. And his throw is incomplete. Both these teams last year, identical 10-7 records. Both were playoff teams that went out in the wild card round. With a big difference, last year Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator of the Pats. This year he's the head man in Las Vegas. So this, a game he's definitely had circled on his calendar. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They moved this football in the field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Carr. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. The Raiders at 12-1 now to start play. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way, because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
A very solid gain of 27.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Here's Jacobs. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. One more time with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Raiders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. No run back here for Jones. A touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now. But this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll try the right side with Harris. And some space here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 42 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
7-7, our score after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Now Jones. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them. And not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there for New England. 41 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he is going to lose yardage here. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Throwing Jones. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Folks' kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker, defense.
that flag accepted.
Automatic first down.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Back to throw. Jones. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now a toss play. It's Harris. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Again, it's Harris. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They're going for it. This is Harris. And I don't think he got in. He didn't. He's stoned at the 1-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Counter play with Jacobs. Able to break the tackle and get some breathing room before being brought down just outside the 5. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On play action, it's Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Carr finding Waller there for the Vegas 1st. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll go for it. It's Carr. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Now Carr. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. It's a gain of 35.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. That's complete, right around the 8. And the Raiders are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Carr again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Come on, let's go. What now?
Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's second and goal. Here's Carr to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away from the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Now flags come in. Looked like one of the Patriots might have moved.
False start.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, where it was the visiting Niners who are able to come away with the road victory. Trey Lance, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. From there, we head east to Minnesota to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Matt Ryan, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. And then lastly, we wrap up Week 15 on Monday night. What a battle this will be. The Rams and Packers from a very chilly Lambeau Field. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats for New England in that first half, and they were able to have a little bit of success on the ground. The question will be, will they stick with it, or will they be throwing more to try and regain this lead? Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they did even less on the ground, as they've struggled to get the run game going. Both teams making their final adjustments before we get started once again. And for the call of the second half, let's send you back out to Allegiant Stadium and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Another try after the first down sack. Carr, and this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. Colton Miller, former first-round pick, called for the penalty there. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Carr now to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And the Pats are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10. Now Jones throwing to start the drive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Jones. And he'll just get rid of it. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD. That's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them. Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Folks' kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one in 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And this one too low. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 37. Nice 3rd down conversion at even 20 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Carr. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down, Carr. And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Carr going to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way that's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. So after the conversion on 4th, here's 1st and 10 just outside of the red zone. On play action, now Carr. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal. Here's Carr.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with another touchdown, number 24 on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Offense returns to the field. There's the running back, the bruiser from Alabama, Damian Harris. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling.
On second and 11 now. Jones. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Jones now on third down. It's complete to Parker, left side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for fourth down.
On third down, you'll give him that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
The Patriots send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter. They run for it with Harris. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Raiders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he stopped immediately there. Kyle Duggar up to make the tackle. From midfield, here's Carr. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. And normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Second down, Jacobs once more. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Carr going to go on fourth down. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he is going to have a Raiders first down as this defense, boy, a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on fourth down. Here's Jacobs. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd and 5 from the 8. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Jacobs going to try the middle, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Carlson on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. As the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Jones. He's got a man, complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 33 yards that time. Throwing Jones. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Devontae Parker, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Patriots have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So it's a win here for the Raiders. And it was Derek Carr, Charles, who was really the star of the show.
Yeah, he really had his A game tonight. He threw a couple of touchdown passes, and he's instrumental in earning this victory.
So for Las Vegas, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for New England, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.